What's up, guys? It's Tyler. You're watching Goons, the most trash show on YouTube, and today we have another unboxing, guys. I've been waiting for these to come in. Super excited. Let's see what I got. You probably read the thumbnail, so you already know. Okay. Gotta be careful actually with this knife because you don't want to have to worry about damaging anything. All right, here we go. So today we're unboxing my MK1 Selects. So these gloves I've been waiting on for a little over a week now. So right now, basic USPS big ass box. It's like a little bit bigger than a shoebox size. And then the gloves just come in plastic. No mesh little bag they come in, no little zipper pouch, just some basic plastic. But that's okay, let's see what's inside. And this is Stella. She wants to help review. Okay, go over there. Love you, but go over there. So, wow. First off, let me just tell you, this leather is super smooth. It's like silky smooth. It's hard to explain. It's not like my hit moves that have like a nice texture on there. This literally feels just satin. It's just like such a nice leather. I got these in the 16 ounce, and as you can see, they put it right there on the grip bar, and also there's a little 16 ounce tag right under the Velcro strap there. Obviously I got the Velcro. I got these on sale for I think $160 after the promo code I used in shipping. So let me slip my hand in on here. All the dogs want to come help me review today. Wow. So initially, right off the bat, it's very tight. It's probably going to take me a minute to break these in with hand wraps, even my fast wraps that are a little bit slimmer profile. Probably going to take a minute. But one thing that I do like is that my thumb feels very locked into place. It's a very big, fat, flat thumb, similar to my hit move design. These are actually really similar to my hit moves, except for they have a very, very slender, offensive, narrow profile, which I like a lot. The other thing I noticed, and I think I don't know if it was the Everlast Power Locks that did this first, or the Super Rare Boxing, but this half moon wrist support shape started becoming really popular, I noticed 5 years ago. Now they've implemented it, and this is me trying to push my wrist back. There's a significant amount of support there, and I think it has to do with this half moon semicircle shape here right above the Velcro. And I like that. Now, as far as if I want to get a good tie plumb, this is me moving it down, right? Good for tie plumb. The Velcro, let's see. Yeah, it feels nice. Feels like a good, solid quality Velcro. I wish that one thing I would change right off the bat is that, see the scratchy part of the Velcro? I wish it was longer. Okay, so you could just get more surface area for it to go on there. But that's me nitpicking. And then underneath, there's like this microfiber, almost like carbon fiber looking pattern on here. But inside the glove, the fit and the feel is really nice. Guys, if I do a wardrobe change in this video, it's because I want to give you some footage of me hitting the bag at the gym. So I'm going to tell you about the crack later and the pop and all that. These feel really nice. I definitely feel like these are softer gloves. Even out of the case, I can tell these are going to be easy to open. Right now, I have to put some effort into it. But I think in a month or two from now, this will be really easy, because normally I can't just do this with brand new gloves right out of the case. I got obviously the black ones. They have gray piping right here, but everything else is white. You got the white stitching, the white MK1 logos, and just little gray little accents like there on this edge of the K and there on the piping, which I like. They do use the elastic band in here, which I'm always kind of impartial to. It's not a knock against the glove, excuse me, if it doesn't have it, and it's not a plus if it does have it. But it definitely feels like my hand is nice and locked in there. One thing I'm noticing right now is no air holes on the grip bar at all. No air holes on the palm around there, and then there's just two that I can see. What do you think? It smells good? We'll do a smell test in a second. There's two you can see on the thumb. Okay, so maybe ventilation is a high priority for you. Maybe not your glove, but right now I'm blown away by the quality. For 150 bucks, this I would put right in the same kind of category as my Hit Move, but just a different style of glove. And I like smooth leather. I like this satin finish leather, but I prefer grainy leather a little bit more. That's just a me thing though. And I wish there was more colorways. There was only, for the selects, I was looking for the green ones. I kept seeing the green MK1s online, and and I went over to the selects, and it was only for the Mark 1s, which is the tear down glove with the synthetic leather. And that sucks. I wanted to get these in green, but I'm okay with black. I like black. There is a secondary grip bar in here for your fingers to rest on, where they bunch up all the stitching and stuff like that, which I like, so you don't feel where the seams come together and it's not uncomfortable. They roll it up, make it a nice secondary grip bar. It feels very, very similar to my Hit Moves. But let me show you side-by-side profile-wise, just so you can kind of get, versus my Hit Moves and other boxing gloves I use, how these look. Because these are definitely a more sleek design. Okay, so let's get one of those. Let's get this one. Let's get some hand wraps. Okay, shit's just falling apart over here. But as you can see, and I'll show you the other one on my hand right now. But as you can see, this is my 18-ounce fighting, so this isn't a one-for-one comparison side by side, but you could just tell the fighting has a larger profile and just a bit more bulbous and everything all around than the MK1 Selects. Okay, so you know, that's for reference. And then very, very similar. Very similar. As you can see, there's a little bit more of an exaggerated curve up in the Hit Moves. There's only a very slight one. This is a very flat punch surface. I think there's slightly more of a curve towards the top two knuckles, which is great. But this is more of a punch surface that's more flat, okay? So not necessarily a pro or a con, but really nice looking glove. And everything just looks compact and low profile. On the inside, you have a nice, soft, it's like a soft one inch of padding behind this tricot liner that's really just nice and soft and pleasant on the skin. It's not silky, it's not bunching up anywhere. There's no extra slack, so that's really nice. And then right after that, like I would say, you get 1 inch, probably a ½ inch of that soft padding, and right behind that you get this hardened padding behind there from the wrist all the way up to this half moon shape. And so, yeah, I have big hands, guys, so these are the 16s though, so they do fit, they are comfortable. I don't think with hand wraps on they're going to be the most pleasant the first couple weeks, but usually they will have a little bit of give. So let's try with hand wraps on, see what we get. Just for me, my personal hands. If you have smaller hands, I don't think this will be a problem if you get the 16s, but we'll see. Okay, so I chose the chunkiest of my hand wraps, okay, just so you can kind of see, or I can see when I have my biggest hand wraps on, how these gloves fit and if they fit. Oh yeah, that's really tight and snug in there, locked in. You know, it's not that it's not uncomfortable. It's just very snug. Okay, my hit moves when I first got them, the hand wraps on inside of them were, I'm not gonna lie, were uncomfortable. These are just real snug, nicely, you know, fitting gloves, and the thumb is super comfortable. Okay, your thumb is just right up against this leather. Again, you have this flat padding right here. Okay, let's try on the right glove just to make sure that there's zero inconsistencies. And yeah, it feels exactly the same. Now that I've had this on, I would say I would move this strap a little bit further down. Just because it feels like it's right over my palm. So I want it to either be across my palm, up higher, or lower down so it's under my palm, gripping more. But that's nitpicking. As far as the stitching goes, everything looks immaculate. There's double stitching across the grip bar, double stitching here, and it's white stitching on against the black. Single stitching on the thumb piping. And everything looks really well crafted. Double stitching as you can see here. Double stitching across the back. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of inconsistencies on this glove at all that I can see. Great looking glove. Can't wait to punch people in the face with this. But let's try with the right side with the wraps on, see how that feels. And I will edit in some video of me using these on the bag, because obviously I haven't used them yet. It just opened up in front of you. And fast wraps are supposed to be fast, Tyler. Okay, and we'll put this on. Yeah, that's nice. Nice, tight fit. Real snug fit for me. But obviously, size is like, obviously the most unique to the person thing. Like, that's going to be, there's no one size fits all in boxing gloves. Some people might say, oh, this glove is way too big. And other people will say, oh, this glove is perfect. So, definitely very snug. It's going to take some breaking in. But these are my MK1 Selects. And again, I got them online for 150 bucks with a promo code. I forget what it was, but if I can remember it or find it, I'll link it below. But yeah, I'm going to cut in some bag work with these once I go to the gym. And then I'll do final thoughts. Hey guys, so I got a couple rounds at the gym. So let me tell you all the stuff that you missed, or that I missed, or that I waited to tell you about until after I felt the performance. A couple things I noticed. The wrist support was fine for me, but the pads down here, they're just a little bit more bendy and flexible than some of my other gloves that have more stiff rubber padding. So again, I think most of the wrist support is going to come from this aspect here, making it hard to push your hand back, but easy to push your hand forward. And side to side, I think that's an area where they could improve. See how it's bending out? That's pretty low effort to be able to do that. So, you know, that's a small little nitpicky thing, but you know, these gloves weren't cheap. The thumb is probably my favorite aspect of the glove. I don't know if you could see the curvature of the thumb, but one thing I do is sometimes I don't turn my hooks all the way over, and I'll jam my thumb a lot. this gentle curve, this might be I'm going to go out on record and saying this is my favorite thumb ever. It just is so ergonomically pleasant. It's got that fat, flat style similar to the Hit Move, but it does have a better curve if you ask me. If you look at how it's ergonomically, it just feels so comfortable with your thumb in there. Never jammed it once, and I was intentionally throwing a lot of hooks. It feels like a 12-ounce glove, guys. It's very compact, good performance, good support. Who is this glove for? Who is it not for? Is it worth the money? Other things I noticed about it. Well, first off, I think this is worth the $150 that I paid for it. I got a discount. It's normally full retail at $180. I don't know if I think it's worth $180. I think that might be a little steep for it. If you love the look, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this glove, but I do think there are better gloves out there for $180. For $150 that I got it for on sale for Black Friday, abso-fucking-lutely pull the trigger. This is an amazing glove. If you're looking for a compact offensive glove, this is one of the best I've used. It's got good pop on the bag. I was noticing my shots didn't necessarily bounce off, but they didn't feel like it was like a slow sinking pillow feel to it. All the shots I threw went straight through. So if you are a person that has had hand / knuckle / whatever these are called, metacarpals, vertebrae, I don't know, but finger problems, it might not be the glove for you, because this is not the most supportive glove for over the knuckles. This is an offensive puncher's glove where you are trying to inflict max damage and you don't care about, you know, your hands in the process, or you're not worried about your hands, let me say. Like I said, the wrist support did its job. It was fine. My wrist wasn't moving around in there, even without hand wraps. My knuckles are fine. I've never had hand problems except for jamming my thumb. And I used to sprain one of my left wrist a long time ago with a really shitty pair of gloves. But these, no problems there. I would, again, add the air holes in here if I was being nitpicky. I think that there's no reason not to just drill some fucking holes right here. Why not? But besides that, yeah, I did notice the leather. I was messing around with the leather. When you open the glove like this, you can see all the little wrinkles. I think a lot of this rippling stuff doesn't happen if it's a thicker hide. So I think it's a pretty thin hide. So in comparison to, for example, Hit Moves or something, maybe not the same quality of grain of leather, but it's not to say it's a bad leather. Smell test. This doesn't smell like a brand new expensive pair of leather dress shoes. It smells more like a leather belt that's been hanging on the rack at Ross. It's got a nice leather smell, but it's not that explosion of new car leather seat smell or new shoes that are leather smell. But, you know, nobody buys gloves for the smell. I just personally, that's a weird thing I'm into. Yeah, so I think this is great for kickboxers and boxers alike. There is no padding in the palm, so kickboxers beware. If that's something that's important to you, there's none here. Just the grip bar and just a little bit of this wrist support that pops up here, but that's not real padding. That's, you know, that's just extra support, I guess you would say, for the wrist that extends up high. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the MK1 Selects. If you have really, the last thing I will say is, if you are a big dude, I'm talking like 6'3", 6'4", you fight at heavyweight, you might not dig these, because these were real snug, real snug, almost too snug for me. I would make them a little bit more roomy for me personally, and I do have big hands. Just for reference, you know, here's a Roku remote and here's my right hand next to it, so you can kind of see. But I don't have offensive lineman hands, world's strongest man hands. So if you are a big fucking human being, maybe go 18 ounce, because these ones were snug on me, and they're snug right now without hand wraps. They feel great without hand wraps. They feel a little too snug right now with hand wraps, but I know they'll break down, or, you know, mold to my hands over time and be more comfortable after they've broken in a little bit. So yeah, I think they are a very good glove. If to me, my gold standard, my favorite gloves I've ever used, my Hidden Move All Day Balances, were like a 9.7 out of 10, I would give these like a 9, like a flat 9. really great, lots of fun. I think you can use these for sparring. I think you could use these for bag. I know you could use these for bag work and pads alike. I think this is a good training glove. It's got a springy but soft padding. It doesn't feel like latex is in there to me. It just feels like some like multi-layered foam that like starts out very soft and slowly closer to the knuckle gets stiffer and stiffer. So that's, you know, and good pop on there. So no complaints. It's a really great glove. I can't wait to use it. I'm going to use it tomorrow morning when I train in the morning, and then maybe again tomorrow night. We'll see. So yeah, thanks for watching this trash show on YouTube. Garage Goons, baby. And I'm your host, Tyler. Hope you like that review. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments. What kind of gloves do you want to see? What kind of gloves are you thinking about getting? All right, and we are out of this